ॐ हृदयकमलमध्ये राजितं निर्विकल्पं सदसदखिल भेदातीतमेकस्वरूपं प्रकृतिविकृतिशून्यं नित्यमानन्दमूर्तिं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः। निरुपममतिसूक्ष्मं निष्प्रपञ्चं निरीहं गगनसदृशमीशं सर्वभूतादिवासं त्रिगुणरहितसच्चिद्ब्रह्मरूपं वरेण्यं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः। वितरितुमवतीर्णं ज्ञानभक्तिः प्रशान्तिः प्रणयगलितचित्तं जीवदुःखसहिष्णुं धृतसहजसमाधिं चिन्मयं कोमलाङ्गं विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः। विमलपरमहंसं रामकृष्णं भजामः. Dear devotees, today we are having one of the very interesting topic, which is on Bhavamukha. I also know that it is a bit difficult or a challenging topic for many of us. Why it includes lot of subtleties. But we are going to celebrate Sri Ramakrishna's birthday in the next week. That is on Tuesday, 12th of March 2024. So when we study the life and teachings of Sri Ramakrishna, and if you can study or hear or discuss about Sri Ramakrishna's life, teachings and philosophy, and in that mood, in that bhava, if our mind is soaked, then our celebrating Sri Ramakrishna's Jayanti will be much more better or meaningful. So probably in this context, from this aspect, we are discussing Sri Ramakrishna's unique experience and philosophy, that is Bhavamukha. It gives a lot of value for all of us being the devotees of Holy Trio. Now, before going into the Bhavamukha, just let me explain what is Bhavamukha in a simple layman's language. Say, for an example, you are standing on a compound wall, which is, 6 to 8 meters height. For some reason, you have climbed the wall. Now, since it is 6 to 8 meters, it is quite high. The people who are inside the compound, they will be unable to see. They will not be able to see what is happening outside of the compound wall. Who is coming, who is going, or what is happening, you can't see. Similarly, the people who are standing outside the compound wall, say in the roads, even they will not be able to see what is happening inside the compound wall. Who are there, what they are doing, or what things are there. If anything changes are going on inside, people cannot see, people cannot know. Whereas a person who is standing on the compound wall, he is able to see inside the compound. For an example, castle, you can say, a house, you can say, or a field, you can say. So what is happening inside the compound wall, what is there, who is there, what activities are going on, you will be able to see. Similarly, at the same time, and the same place, he will be also able to see what is happening outside the compound, that is in the road or on the place. Some people are coming or going, or some incident is occurring, he is able to see. Now, the person who is inside the compound wall is not able to see outside, and the person who is there outside of the compound wall, he will not be able to see inside. Whereas the person who is standing on the compound wall, he can see both the things. Similarly, we can take an example of our own house. Say, for an example, you are standing in the main door at the footsteps door frame. You are able to see what is there inside the house, who are there, what is happening, cooking or eating or sleeping or watching television, the family members or friends. And at the same time, he or she who is standing on the door frame of the main entrance, he or she will be able to see the road also. And if vehicles are moving, and if anyone is coming, friend or relative, or any postman or delivery boy, he can see. Whereas, if say delivery boy comes and is outside of the house, he can't see in generally who is inside. Similarly, the people who are inside the house, they can't see who are outside or who has come. Whereas the person who is standing on the main door frame, he is able to see who are in the house and who has come outside of the house or from the road or whatever. So this is a rough translation or a oversimplification of the Bhavamukha. Now fine. Now Bhavamukha, what is seeing inside and what is perceiving outside also? If you ask, there the explanation will be, the person who is in the Bhavamukha, he is able to experience the immanent aspect of the reality and the transcendental aspect of the reality, both. I know these are heavy words. So, I mean, the Brahman, one can see the Brahman, one can perceive the Brahman, one can experience the Brahman, and at the same time, the person, he or she, can also experience the immanent nature of the Brahman, is what the word. So, after giving the simple example or explanation of this, then let us go into the deeper meaning or deeper understanding of this Bhavamukha. It is a very unique phenomena, or it is a unique spiritual experience, and also in spiritual philosophy, we find in the life of Sri Sri Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna. Explicitly, in no incarnation's life or in their philosophy, we see this. They might have experienced this Bhavamukha. We can't say no, but explicitly, nowhere so clearly, so palpatably, either the experience or the philosophy has been discussed in my limited knowledge about the scriptures. And Swami Shantivratanandaji Maharaj, the apostle of Sri Ramakrishna, he also discusses this Bhavamukha beautifully. And whoever has studied Sri Ramakrishna's great master or Sri Ramakrishna's life in detail or in depth, will be able to recall now. There are 3 occurrences at the 3 times where this Bhavamukha incident has happened in the life of Swami Sri Ramakrishna. One, we all know that after getting the sannyasa diksha, monastic vows from his guru Totapuri, Sri Ramakrishna stayed in that Nirvikalpa Samadhi for 6 months. And at the end, or after 6 months, Mother Kali, Bhavatharini, she blessed Sri Ramakrishna, say that, Bhavamukhe Thak, you stay in Bhavamukha. And once more, how even our mind get agitated by prizes and blames, especially blames and all. Even Sri Ramakrishna's mind was also agitated at the given point of time, in the limited time where he was blamed by Haladari. Haladari was a spiritual aspirant, but a sort of hypocrite. We all know that. He blamed Sri Ramakrishna, saying that you are a boka, you are a childlike, you are an innocent guy, you don't know what is right and what is wrong. So Mother Kali has cheated you. All your experiences and etc. are simply, it is a fancy or it is a hallucination, it is not real. Sri Ramakrishna took it very seriously. He went with tears to mother, because I am illiterate in scriptures, I have not studied. So have you cheated me? Is it befit you? Then in the Kuti body, not in the Kuti body, in the form of Rati's mother, Rati was a lady. In the form of Rati's mother, Mother Kali, again, she assures that Bhavamukha Tak, you be in the state of Bhavamukha, all your experiences are real, are true. This is the second occurrence or incident. And the third is, same thing, this Haladari, he created a nonsense. And in Kuti Bhadi, where the bungalow, even if you see the Dakshineshwar temple now, it was before the entrance, there is a bungalow where Rasmani and Mathur, they used to stay. And Sri Ramakrishna also lived there for a long time before shifting himself to the Sri Ramakrishna's room, which we see now. So there also his mind was a bit disturbed because of this Haladari's comments on his spiritual experience. His mind was perturbed. At that point of time, as Sri Ramakrishna himself says, that suddenly there was a mist. There was a mist or a smoke from the, land or from the floor. Then it took a particular golden complexion form. What a beautiful, when I was reading this in Sri Ramakrishna's great master, Leela Prasanga, there was a goosebumps, experience of goosebumps. So that mist or the smoke took the form of a golden complexion with a long beard, and his face is so divine look, with smile and with a serene and with a peaceful outlook. So by seeing that, anyone can understand that he's not a common man, he's a divine. Such a person, blessed, again Sri Ramakrishna, that Bhavamukha Tak, you be in Bhavamukha. So 3 times, so where we get the history or we get the authentic records that Sri Ramakrishna was blessed or commissioned by the Supreme Being time and again that you stay in that state of Bhavamukha. Okay, so now to understand this Bhavamukha, first you have to understand few basic things. Then only you will be able to understand this Bhavamukha concept. One is, when we see this external world, for us, how much ever we read scriptures, how much ever we read Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, still as of now, for us, the world is real. Our body is real. It may be momentary. It has got a time, date of manufacture and date of expiry, but it is real for us. Our mind, feelings, our problems, and this empirical world, it is real for us. That's why we are known as Ajnanis, ignorant people by the Vedanta. Okay? Now I continued my practice, had a purification of my mind, and slowly I got deeply engrossed in meditation, and I experienced the God, or I experienced, still specifically, I experienced who am I. Aham Brahmasmi, I am that Brahman. I experienced. It is not just knowledge. Even now, if you have heard any Vedantic lectures, everyone will be knowing intellectually that we are Brahman, we are self, not the body and mind. But here knowledge means it is an experiential knowledge. A person who attains Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he experiences the self. I am that Brahman. So I and Brahman will not be two things, there only Brahman will be there. So in that state, what happens? Your mind gets dissolved. Your individual ego gets dissolved. And the experiencer, Gnata, experience, Gnana or Anubhava or Anubhuti, and Gneya, the object to be known, that is the Brahman, all three gets dissolved. Knower, known, and knowing, all three gets dissolved. Just like a Ganga river, when it merges with Ganga Sagar in the Bay of Bengal, you can't separate the Ganga. You can't find separately the Ganga in the Bay of Bengal. Isn't it? When Narmada merges in the Arabian Sea, you can't find where is Narmada river. So similarly, when a person attains Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he merges there. And not only that, generally he or she cannot come back to this empirical universe. So as per Yoga Shastras, as Sri Ramakrishna also has said, in 21 days, his body falls off. Now, in the case of Sri Ramakrishna, is an incarnation. In the case of incarnations or prophets or the people who have got some special mission to perform, so or the divine will, providence will, he or she can come back, which is rare indeed, no doubt. And in Sri Ramakrishna's case, after attaining Nirvikalpa Samadhi, after staying 6 months in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he came back. He is a Gnani, he is an experiencer of that self five. Now, there is also, so Gnani or Gnana means what? Experiential knowledge of oneself or the self. Agnana means what? Thinking that this world is real and the objects are real and etc. Now, there is one more state called Vijnana, or who is in that state is called Vijnani. So this is also very, very important. So before explaining this Vijnani, I would like to mention that there are, according to few scriptures, few Vedantic interpretations, there are generally four types of Brahmajnanis. One is Brahmavid. In Taittiriya Upanishad you see, Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of the Brahman, the experiencer of the Brahman. He knows, he has experienced. Then Brahmavidvara. So how to understand this? For example, someone has seen the Bay of Bengal. Have seen the Bay of Bengal ocean from a kilometer. 1 kilometer distance I have seen. Or say, 1 kilometer or 500 meters distance I have seen. So if he is considered as Brahmavid, then a person who has gone bit near, he has seen the Bay of Bengal, sea or ocean or bay from 300 meters distance. Brahmavidya has seen the Bay of Bengal from 500 meters distance, and Brahmavidvara has seen and experienced the Bay of Bengal from 300 meters. Then Brahmavidvarenya, he has gone and he is on the bank of the Bay of Bengal. He stood, not maybe 1 or 2 meters difference, that's all. So at the, very near, very proximity, Brahmavidvarenya. Then a person who has taken a deep and who has dived and who has played in that Bay of Bengal. So he can be considered as Brahmavidvarishta. Just I am oversimplifying things. So there are gradations in the knowers of Brahman, it seems. Now, in the Vijnana, what happens actually? The Gnani who experienced the Brahman, and that's what happens in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And Agnani is what? He doesn't know. He has not experienced about himself, and he thinks this empirical universe, objects, problems, everything is real. Maybe momentary, but it is real. Then Vijnani is what? The beauty is, this is a very subtle point. He sees this empirical universe as the Leela, as the play of the God, or of the Brahman, or of the Bhagavan, or of the Ishvara. So this is what one important point. Now, if you study deeply with few scriptures, and definitely you will get a question. You should get a question. Even in Narada Bhakti Sutras, our devotional scriptures also mention the same idea. Then what is the difference between Vijnana concept and Bhakti Shastras? Because Bhakti Shastras, Advaita Vedanta negates this world as matter or whatever, but whereas Bhakti Shastras, devotional scripture says that this is the Leela of the God. Then what is the difference between that concept and this Vijnana concept? The subtle difference is, in generally, when the Bhakti Shastras say that we are being created by Bhagavan, and this world has been created by Bhagavan, and it is his Leela Kshetra, and all occurrences are Leela, there is a duality. I am separate, God is separate, and the world is separate. So there is the distinct differentiation. That's what in Bhakti Shastra generally we see. But whereas in Vijnana, what is? The Lord himself has taken the role of individual beings. The Lord himself has taken the form of this world and he is playing. He is only playing. So this, if you remember Gospel of Ramakrishna, a devotee asked this question, interesting question. Oh, because God thought and we became, and God became many, and that's how we came into existence. And it is a God's play. That's the reason this world is running. For Ishvara, it is a play, but for me, it is a suffering. For God's play, why should I suffer? Very important question, pertinent question. The question was asked by devotee to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna asked, Tobe tumi ke? Okay, then who are you? Who am I? When I start thinking I am the self, then the duality ceases to exist, then everything stops there. So the Ishvara has taken the form of Jiva, Ishvara also has taken the form of Jagat and is playing. Simple example I can give, nearest example is dream. I know a bit simple, it is a bit deep. Dream experience. In the dream, say you went to Ayodhya, or you went to say Simla, Kulu Manali you went and you enjoyed, there is a beautiful snowfall, you did a lot of games, you did games and you took the photographs and you slipped and fell also on the snow and you took the snow and you made a snowballs and keeping like this, you took the photos and you had thrown each other and you stayed in a hotel, you enjoyed snow, you bit struggled with the cold, and you had a wonderful time. Then early morning this dream was there, your morning bell alarm rang and your sleep broke, your dream broke and you got up. Now you understand that, oh, it was a dream. It is a dream. Wherever you were there before sleeping previous night, in the same place, in your hometown or in your house, you are there. So going to Simla or Kulu Manali was just a dream. Now if you analyze the dream, you had been to Simla, you saw so many places, you saw so many houses or hotel, and you ate, you experienced the chilly, you experienced the cold, and you played, and you saw so many other people also. Now, how it happened? Your mind itself took the role of, or your mind itself presented the Simla, Kulu Manali, people enjoying so many items. So it created the world for you. It created the Simla Kulu Manali picture for you. And who enjoyed all this or who suffered that? Your own mind enjoyed, your own mind suffered. So again, Gnana, the knowledge of Simla Kulu Manali was in your mind. The mind created Simla Kulu Manali and the experience was also experienced by mind only. So mind itself has created the world, Simla, and it enjoyed or suffered, and including the objects. So similarly, God has created this beautiful world. God has created so many beings, or that's what Bhakti Shastras say. And here Vijnani says that God himself is appearing in all these forms and he is enjoying his Leela. He is playing his Leela. It is a divine play basically. This is what the unique concept, a bit subtle concept can be for some of you. It is called Vijnana, and the person who is in this state is called Vijnani. He sees this world no more as mithya, no more an appearance. Rather, he sees that this is the play, divine play of the Lord. And he and Lord, the Lord is appearing him or her, and Lord is appearing as this world. This is the unique concept, or unique experience and unique philosophy. So it is beyond Gnana and Agnana, that is called Vijnana. And this is beautifully told by Sri Ramakrishna in a simple example. Now you are climbing a steps to go to terrace. So when you are climbing steps, every step you are climbing and you don't know what is in the terrace. For you, steps and terrace both are different. Okay, Then slowly, you climbed the steps, and you are getting a picture of the terrace, what is there, etc. Then you climbed the steps and you reached the terrace. Fine. You reached the terrace and you saw and you examined the terrace, and you already had the knowledge of the steps, and again you are seeing the steps from the terrace. Then now you understood, oh, the steps, the material from which the steps are made, from the same material even the terrace is made up of. From the bricks, from the sand, from the cement, whatever the material we've used to build the steps. So the same material is used also to create the terrace. So both are one and the same. So he is able to see both are one and the same. But initially, when you are climbing the steps without knowing the terrace, you are not aware. But when you are going to terrace, when you went to terrace, when you are able to see, when you got a larger picture, then you are able to understand that both are made up of same material. This is what Vijnana, as Swami Vivekananda, as Sri Ramakrishna says. Sorry. And one more important philosophical observation, or as Swami Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna and Shardanji says that, no, one is Jagat and the other is Brahman. Brahman is, what do you say, Satya, Brahma Satya, and Jagat Mithya. Mithya means it is not non-existent, it is only an appearance. Or I am not seeing as it is. I am seeing something as. I am seeing something else. So for an example, you got jaundice and you are seeing the world as yellow, but really the world is not in yellow color. That's what is sort of Mithya. Now, the Vijnani perceives the self as the Brahman, as a Nitya, absolute, transcendental aspect of the reality, which we all know that. But at the same time, he considers this world as a Leela, not as a Mithya. He considers this world and the manifestation, any manifestation for that being, sentient beings or insentient things. All of them are the Leela of that reality, which is the immanent part of the reality, we say, that is called as Leela, Nitya and Leela. And this Vijnani sees this absolute reality, is a technical name, Vijnana Ghana Eka Rasa. Vijnana Ghana Eka Rasa. Means there is only one thing which is there everywhere. What is that? That is consciousness or self. So he doesn't negate the world as Mithya, rather the Vijnani, he sees the world as just the play, Leela of the immanent reality. The transcendental reality. This is one philosophical thing you have to understand. So, one more way of understanding is the Gnani, from the Advaita Vedanta point of view. He gives importance to Sat and Chit aspect of the Brahman, whereas the Vijnani, he also accepts and he sees, no doubt, but he gives the importance to the Ananda aspect, blissful aspect of Brahman, which we see in Bhakti Shastras also. So, the Advaita Vedantin says, Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahmaiva Napara. We all know that. Now, the Vijnani says that Brahma Satya and Jagat Leela. Brahma Satya and Jagat Leela. Leela, is it Mithya? No. So, this is the same idea. It is all very profound, sublime philosophy. Sri Ramakrishna uses in a very simple language. That is the beauty of it. Whenever you know bit Vedanta and when you start reading Gospel of Ramakrishna, you will enjoy like anything. How simplest way Sri Ramakrishna, in a profound way, he has explained. Jini Brahma, Tini Shakti. Jini Nitya, Tai Leela. This is what in a Bengali, simple Bengali. Whoever is as Brahman, he himself is appearing as Leela. Immanent aspect and transcendental aspect of the reality. Whomever you call as a Nitya, eternal, permanent, he himself is appearing as, he himself is playing. That play is called Leela. Jini Brahma, Tini Shakti, Jini Nitya, Tini Leela. So, Brahman, what is the corollary of it? What is the conclusion of it? Brahman is appearing as one and Brahman is appearing as many. So one and the many are not contradictory, which becomes in a sort of illogical, but it is not illogical. That's what it is, a Vijnani's experience. So Swami Tapasyanji says that very beautifully, it is illogical mysticism. It is not illogical. Because one and many can two stay together. If you have studied Vedantic scriptures in deeply, you will immediately say, no, Swami, sorry, it is a illogical, you say. You will say that. No, it is not illogical. It is, Swami Tapasyanji beautifully explains this Bhavamukha, Jini Brahma, Tini Shakti, Jini Nitya, Tini Leela. That as illogical mysticism. So, and one more thing is, Sri Ramakrishna himself has said that the Lord or the Bhagavan or the Brahman is Nirakara? Yes. Is it Sakara? Yes. And he is beyond. So generally people say, if he is a Sakara, then he is not Nirakara. If he is Nirakara, then he is not Sakara. Sri Ramakrishna says, the Lord is Sakara with form and is Nirakara without form. And it is not only two, he is much more, he is beyond this. This is also very important thing. So he is with form, is with formless, is immanent and is transcendent and is beyond this. So this is what the one of the important corollary of this Vijnana concept. Now he also explains this beautifully with the example of water and ice. There is a ocean water, and in some places because of the drop in temperature, the water turns into cold, into ice. Similarly, the God is like a water, Sachidananda. Then because when the devotees pray, when the devotees desire, so the God takes the form. It is nothing but an ice like that. So that's why he's an Avatara Purusha and all we say that. So that means Kali is the Kali or Rama or Krishna, Ramakrishna or Sharada, whomever you take. They are the Saguna aspect of Brahman. Again, it is also a very interesting part. Kali is the Saguna aspect of Brahman, then Brahman is the Nirguna aspect of Kali. Second is also again interesting. Kali is the Saguna aspect of Brahman, then Brahman is the Nirguna aspect of Kali. Then when you understand, you will be able to understand Sri Ramakrishna's experiences and Sri Ramakrishna's philosophy in much more way. So Vijnani blends the Paragnana of the Nitya and Parabhakti of the Bhagavan or the Brahman. So Parabhakti and Paragnana has beautifully blended in this Vijnana concept or in the Bhavamukha concept. And one more discussion has been done regarding this Bhavamukha state by Swami Shantivratanandaji in his great master has called universal ego or cosmic ego, which is called Vishwa Aham. Now all of us, we have got individual egos, which we all know that. We need not to explain much about this. All of us, we are well aware. Individual ego. Now when we experience the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, this individual ego gets merged. Individual ego gets dissolved. How? Just like for an example, then Narmada river, when it gets merged in the Arabian Sea, Narmada loses its existence. When Kaveri merges in the Arabian Sea, Kaveri river, it loses its existence as a Kaveri. It becomes the part and parcel of Arabian Sea. Or where to see Narmada in the Arabian Sea? Can you find Narmada in the Arabian Sea? No, not possible. Can you find separately the Kaveri water in the Arabian Sea? No, not possible. Similarly, there are so many Brahmaputra. Can you see in the Bay of Bengal separately? No, it is not possible. Similarly, an individual person, when he experiences the Brahman or when he experiences the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, his individual ego gets merged, gets dissolved. That's why he cannot come back. And his body goes away. His subtle body gets merged and all. He leaves the body in 21 days, which we have discussed. Now, the person who is in Bhavamukha, he will be having universal ego or cosmic ego. That's where Sri Ramakrishna used to tell always, Amikichu Janina, Je Mayericha, Jamon Mayericha, Temni Hobe. This is what the cosmic ego, Vishwaham. So he doesn't have his individuality. For us, we try to surrender. Sab Thakur richa, sab Thakur richa. Everything is God's will, everything is God's will. Most of the time, it is a lip service for us. But in the case of Sri Ramakrishna, it was a matter of fact or it was a matter of experience. He used to say, everything is mother's will. I don't know anything. So his ego was merged in the cosmic ego. So he was, as an instrument of the cosmic ego, he was performing his actions. Initially, when he didn't like the word guru, afterwards, in some places, he didn't have a problem. Why? Because when he was in the cosmic ego, he did this Kalpataru incident, and so many other incidents happened when he was in the Bhavamukha state. Why? Because his ego is not there. He is only reflecting the cosmic ego. But still, as a cosmic ego, still how can he survive then? If you ask, yeah, it is generally, it will be difficult to understand or comprehend. It is possible only in the different things that is in Sri Ramakrishna's life we can see. And which he uses the word called Pakvaham, ripened ego. The cosmic ego, in a layman's language, he has used that ripened ego. So Sri Ramakrishna placed himself in that cosmic ego, or he had that cosmic ego. He merged his individual ego with the cosmic ego. He had only his cosmic ego. So from that cosmic ego, he performed all his avatara karya, leela karya. So it was not of, that's why he's called Karuna Pathar, Prema Pathar. It is not just out of compassion just for fellow beings. No, it is from that emerged from the cosmic ego, which is very unique, which is such a ocean of mercy. That's why it's called. Yeah. Now, so in Bhavamukha, a person who stays, that means what? He is balancing being and becoming. Is in between absolute and relative. Is in between transcendent and immanent. So in the physics, it is like called saddle point equilibrium. Even I also do not know much about this. So the Atmano Mokshartam Jagadhitayacha, which has been taken from Yajurveda, no doubt. So this idea Swami Vivekananda gave, this is based on Sri Ramakrishna's experience of Bhavamukha. So we don't negate the world, rather we take this as the Leela of the Brahman, Leela of the God. So you are experiencing or you are enjoying the, the Leela or the world. Oh, we feel the world is so prison-like, it is so much sorrowful, it is so many problems, so many things. It is better to get away. It is better to, run away from this. Or it is not true also. Then no, it is a wonderful divine play, wonderful playground of the Lord. It is a wonderful playground of the Mother. That's what we see we can see even in Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda. They played in this world. They played in this world. That's why Jini Brahma, Tini Shakti, Jini Nitya, Tini Leela. So that it is not just a notion, it is not a knowledge, it is not just a philosophy, rather it was a matter of experience and it was a matter of fact for Sri Ramakrishna. So basically he is in between Nitya and he is between the Jagat or Leela. Or is in between Saguna Brahma and is between, it is not Saguna Brahma, rather I can say that it's sort of Hiranya Garbha. Very loosely I'm telling you. Why? Because he is identified himself with the cosmic ego. See, when he was merged that himself, even that's the reason he used to tell himself, I would like to eat jalebi, I would like to have water or whatever. So he used to put some desires, superimpose some desires, so that he can do his Leela Karya. So some mixture of desire is required. Just like with the pure gold, you cannot do instrument. You have to mix something Allah, isn't it? So similarly, you have to have some desire. So Sri Ramakrishna said that have a desire that in a different way, he said that as a ripened ego, I am a devotee of the Lord, etc. So he had a Bhaktaham, and as he says, Shankaracharya had a Gnanaham, which is a Paripakvaham, ripened ego. Basically, Sri Ramakrishna's ego was placed, or the nature of his Sri Ramakrishna's ego was not individual ego like us, it was a cosmic ego, Vishwaham. So these are the few things which we have to understand. I know that it is a subtle concept. We have to think, we have to read, and we have to reflect upon all these things. So I think Pramadadas Mitra, I'm not able to recall now. He has written beautifully these things, and in few other stotras, which is written by Shardananji or Vijnani and etc. There, these ideas are seen here and there in the seed forms. So if you keep on thinking and trying to hear, definitely you'll be able to understand. May Sri Ramakrishna bless all of us, and we'll be able to understand him more and more, and we'll be able to be the recipient of his grace, and we shall experience him and experience his nature, and we'll be able to reflect his philosophy through our life and actions. ॐ निरञ्जनं नित्यमनन्तरूपं भक्तानुकम्पाद्रुतविग्रहं वै ईशावतारं परमेशमीढ्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामि. Yeah, you got any questions?
Maharaj, Nirvikalpa.
Maharaj.
After Nirvikalpa Samadhi, if we cannot live, means Thakur is Avatar Purush, so his case is separate. But after if after realization we cannot means human body cannot live more than 21 days, and so how these our gurus who are also Brahmagyanis, Brahmagya Purushas, they are living?
I also use the word divine will, divine mission. Say, for an example, in my Gurudev case itself, someone asked, Maharaj, is it your last birth? He said, no, I will take one more birth. I have to do Swamiji's work. Some things are left out. So I have to do Swamiji's work. So again, I am coming back. And I will have one more birth. So he's already aware of what is the next birth and what is his mission and why he's coming. So, and if you remember, I think in one of my lecture also I told, he said according to his prarabdha karma or horoscope or whatever, so he was supposed to leave his body at the age of 92. But still he lived till 97. Why? He said, because my master wanted to do some work through this. Master means Sri Ramakrishna. So he gave grace period. And when we requested, you asked master to get more grace, he said, no, it is his will. So he did any will for his existence, for his living. So you see there, completely his will was merged in Sri Ramakrishna's will. It is his will. He gave this grace period. I stayed and did his work, and now I'm going. And he says that again I will take one more birth to do Swamiji's work. So, yeah. Which is not possible generally, but yes, there are exceptions.
Then another thing is in Raja Maharaj, he told that actually our sadhana begins only after Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So how can that be possible then?
This is Brahmavid, Brahmavid Vara, Brahmavid Varenya, Brahmavid Vasishta, Varishta. So now you seen the Bay of Bengal from long distance. Till now you only read. You saw Ganga Sagar from 1 kilometer, and you came back. And again, no, I should go near. Then again you tried, and again you went and you saw now 500 meters, 300 meters, 100 meters. Then you go and touch the Ganga Sagar. Then again you went and dipped in the Ganga Sagar. Okay. Then again you started going and diving and playing and swimming across. So that's what. So in this angle, you can say. So Nirvikalpa Samadhi afterwards life start means what? You have experienced that who is he, and then you start experiencing and getting intensified, we can say. But again, after Nirvikalpa Samadhi still really can exist? No. But from Advaita Vedanta point of view, that's the concept of Advaita Vedanta. Once you get attain Nirvikalpa Samadhi, generally we can't come back. So no more question of coming back then. But in these people's case, it was different actually. And in a very subtly, we can also see, I mean, Totapuri. We all know that Totapuri also had a Nirvikalpa Samadhi. But when he came to Ramakrishna, he taught Nirvikalpa Samadhi to Sri Ramakrishna and all fine. But he got his knowledge complete by the grace of Sri Ramakrishna. We all know that. So then that means, though after Nirvikalpa Samadhi, did he had any remnants of Ajnana in him? Logically not possible, but we saw in his life.
Yes, so that is again some I should say means confusion or because means it is said that once you experience that ananda, even so after that experiencing that ananda, nothing else could be experienced. You have no dissatisfaction, right? So after nirvikalpa samadhi, if I don't have any dissatisfaction, so how means this is again a contradiction.
So that's the reason these are too many difficult things. That's where I suggest practically is that let us attain first Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Then after attaining, we will, if we have got any doubts or dissatisfaction, then we will think.
Maharaj, this attaining is impossible, at least for this life. So, so better way to means if intellectually we can even think.
I mean, see, we can imagine, we can like we can differ, we can discuss, we can debate, but that doesn't solve our problem, isn't it? So our problem is what? Either experience Ramakrishna or experience Nirvikalpa Samadhi or whatever you say, Brahmagnana or Atmagnana, whatever you say. So that is what our immediate step has to be taken and achieved, goal, immediate goal. So better, okay, as an inquisitiveness, we shall all try to understand all these things, fine. But this is what I have taken my stand. Okay, all of them as inquisitiveness, I to read, I to ask question, I discuss, debate and all. But my stand is very clear. Let me experience Sri Ramakrishna, let me experience self in this lifetime. That should be our main goal. And that should be our thrust according to me.
Okay, Maharaj, in this regard, I have another very basic question actually. See, in the Prakarana Grantha, means after this listening to your Tattvabodha talk, we have seen that actually Tattvabodha is explaining everything about Brahmagyan, means theoretically. Okay, so theoretically, if just studying the Prakarana Grantha, we are at least knowing the all the things what we have to realize or practice or everything, then why should we study all other Upanishads and all? Because all are saying the same thing.
No need. You practice. No need. If you are clear about it, start practicing it. That's all enough. Why? Because we forget. First point. Second is, if you don't think of this, if you don't read scriptures or if you don't start listening all these things, your mind will start thinking something else about the world or matter or about some desires or whatever XYZ and all. Now Lok Sabha is coming, Lok Sabha election, all these things, results can be thought over, discussion and all. Like this, just I gave an example. So to avoid that, you are go on hammering your mind that I am self, not the body, I am self, not the body. As Swami Vivekananda's language, we are trying to dehypnotize ourselves that we are not body and mind.
Like the lota has to be cleaned every day, as per Totapuri.
Yeah. Yes. Filling your mind with again and again, I am self, not the world, not the mind, not the body. Filling it again and again. So it's a process.
I have a little question. I do not know whether it is relevant or not, but still I will ask you. See, as a human being, as a human soul, or whatever it is, so we have the thinking power through our mind, right? So when the mind get dissolved, this thing in the Atman, the Brahman, so the Srishti is also created through the mind of Brahman. So the Brahman has also got a mind, yes or no?
The Srushti
Has
is also created by Brahman, yes.
Yes, the Brahman has also mind. He has thought to create. He has the concept to think and then create, isn't it? That I have to create a Leela like this. So this is his Leela. So he has got a mind. That means then only he can think and do the things now. Like
Okay, I will
I don't
ask
know
you a
whether
question. Okay, I
relevant.
will ask you a question. I will ask you a
Excuse me?
question.
Excuse me?
Now, you you want to do a company. You want to start a company. How do you do? Okay, I want to do a company in which field? Okay, maybe in agriculture field. Okay, in agriculture what? Maybe agricultural seeds. Fine. In agricultural seeds, what type of agricultural seeds you want? Okay, the vegetables or fruits. Okay, vegetables. Okay, I will having a agricultural company. I will start a company dedicated to agriculture for agriculture field. There, as of now, we will start vegetable seeds, then export, import, or whatever. Okay, then I will, probably you will try to find out where best vegetable seeds you will get it. You will try to establish with your company rules and all in the India, whatever the rules, tax and etc. is there. Then you will get employees, then you will get seeds, you will get packed. For packing, you need a mission. And for mission, again, you have to get a quote and you have to get the mission, you have to install, you need engineer. Then you start selling. For selling, again, you need a sales manager, you need so many things, isn't it? All these things are required. So now God also thought that he will create the world. So do you think that God also will do all this minute to minute program, or everything one by one?
No, just your word
No, no, no,
only.
no.
You just said the
Hold
God
on,
has
hold on.
thought. So how he can think without the mind? This is my question.
That's what I'm saying you. To think and to execute, you need a minute planning, everything. For God creating, he doesn't need all this minute to minute. I have to create, okay, elephant, how much should be weight, what should be size, what should be the form, how many legs, how many heads. All these minute details, God doesn't need to think. So similarly, God doesn't need mind to think all this. It is just wish is enough. God's wish is enough. Because we are thinking from our point of view, from our level, isn't it? So from our point of view, from our level, we are thinking how we think and how we execute. Same thing we are trying to equate from God,
Yes,
and
yes,
we are
yes.
saying that. I
Now,
think Swami has got a beautiful lecture, this India upon God. India upon God. There he tells human being thinks God as bigger human being. A buffalo thinks God as a biggest buffalo. And pig, if it is to be think of God, then it thinks a very mighty pig. Isn't it? That's what our mind is being formed. That's how we think. Yeah. Yeah.
so basically, human to human difference is basically the difference in the sukshma sharir. Because, yeah, it is the reflection of, on the sukshma sharir which makes the difference, and balance all are the actually the Brahman, the super consciousness everywhere. Yes or no? I mean,
No, Stula Sharira is different, Sukshma Sharira is different, no doubt. But the consciousness is same thing. Yeah.
not Sthula Sharir. I'm talking about Sukshma Sharir.
Sukshma Sharira is different from
Sukshma
individual.
Sharir is the difference. Uh, I am different than you or others in the meeting because our Sukshma Sharir are different. So, but the we are arriving out, and we are the same consciousness, and taking different form as per the wish of uh, the Brahman.
Yes, yes. So Chandran, your doubt got cleared?
Yes, my doubt got clear that means uh, means eating the same menu every day is we don't like, so that is why we are changing the menu. So likewise, listening to Tattvabodh is not every day, is maybe we get bored. So one day Tattvabodh, next day Mundak Upanishad, then Aparakshanubhati, but everything is same. But we have to.
So they are trying to tell the same thing in a different way, different angle, different fashion, so that let us understand, let us get convinced, understand, and go further in that life. Yeah. See, getting convinced itself is so difficult for us.
No,
Getting convinced,
but
strong conviction itself is difficult, first foremost. Once you get conviction, it should be strong enough. And that has to reflect in our actions and life, isn't it? Yeah. So for that, getting convinced again and again, to get the stronger conviction, we have to do all this mental exercise. That's it.
But the actions can come only after realization, Maharaj. like a normal man, I can, through my intellect, I can understand the things what you are telling. By my intelligence, whatever I am understanding. But to have this have a practical impact on me, to reflect in my own behavior, I have to have the realization or
Not
like that.
necessarily completely. Yes. Now, for an example, now say 10 years before you didn't know anything about this, Thakur Ma Swamiji or Vedanta. So some problem came. The way you reacted, and now the same problem came. But now you have read Thakur Ma Swamiji, you did little meditation and japa, you have done, and you have studied a bit Vedanta and all. Your reaction to the same problem will be different. How much ever you know, how much ever whether you are a gnani or agnani or ignorant or realized person, some or other your mind will tell, if not at that same point, after some suffering, why I'm telling so much suffering and all, I'm self, I'm not the body and mind, then why to boggle my mind for all these things? It tells, it reduces your intensity of suffering. That's what happens with all our devotees and all our, people who studies Vedanta. So that is what the
Very,
impact is.
very nicely told, Maharaj. This is the not the way I thought actually, which you gave me the thought process now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah.
Yes, Maharaj, like you said, Thakur said, God is with form and without form, formless, and beyond
Mm.
that. So
Mm.
beyond that, is it that Bhavamukha state?
No. No. Bhavamukha, it is not that. No. Bhavamukha state of a person is what? He is able to experience the world and the Brahman both at the same time. That's what you can think. Now you see, you are
Okay.
experiencing the world, empirical world. You are not able to
Mm.
experience the self.
Okay.
Okay. You are, say, when you are able to experience the self, you will not be able to experience the world.
Yeah. Like you gave the example of the door or the wall.
Yeah. So the Vijnana concept is, the Vijnana state is where he is able to experience the self and the world, or the God and the world both at the same time. There's a one point. And second point is,
Mhm.
for him, the world is not unreal or an appearance. Rather, the world is just, it is a Ishvara Leela. Ishvara
Mhm.
himself has taken that form and is playing. Ishvara Leela means it is not Ishvara and Leela, or the world is not two separate things. Ishvara himself has taken
Mhm.
that form and it is playing. That is the subtle
Mhm.
difference there.
Mhm.
And simple example I can give: deep sleep. When you
Mhm.
are in the deep sleep, you are not aware of the external world, either
Mhm.
the room where or the bed or the house, etc. Isn't it?
Mhm.
Whereas, so you are in the, like for an example, just you have got up, but you are not completely got up.
Mhm.
Sometimes we experience, is it, when we had a deep
Yes.
sleep and we got up, and still it takes some time for us to understand that where we are, who am I,
Yes.
and whatever. So you are in between, like it is a hazy state.
Okay.
Bhavamukha is not hazy state.
Mhm.
But whereas
Mhm.
you are able to experience your dream or the sleep, at the same time you are able to see something as a world, isn't it?
Mhm.
I'm again oversimplifying it. Just I'm giving an example for you to understand very gross way. So the person who is in Bhavamukha is able to perceive the God, the self or the Brahman, and at the same time is able to see this world also, experience this world also. That is the state of Bhavamukha, which I gave the example of
Okay.
standing on a compound wall. Initially, that's the reason I gave that. He's able to see inside the compound and outside the compound.
Outside the company. Yes.
Yeah.
But then
Thank you, Maharaj.
Sakar, Nirakar and beyond. So what is that
Beyond
and
that.
beyond?
Beyond, you cannot explain that. You can experience only that. Sir.
Okay.
Means there you cannot limit the God only has got two forms. He has got Sakara and Nirakara. No
Mhm.
two forms. It is he is Sakara and he is Nirakara and he is much more than that. Idamitham. This is what we tell, isn't it? Oh, this is what it is. So you can't define God, though we try to do it. We can't define God. Okay, God has got Sakara, which I didn't use that word from Vedantic term. Sopadika Chaitanya we say. Sopadika Chaitanya, which again will become too technical and all, I didn't use these words. Sopadika Chaitanya we say. Means Chaitanya, consciousness with Sa Upadi. Consciousness with upadhi, with limiting adjuncts. So consciousness with upadhi is what? Saguna. Saguna Brahma. Saguna Sakara Parabrahma. We say Ishvara. We say Ishvara means not the Maheshwara. Ishvara generally. That is the Lord. And Nirupadika Chaitanya. Chaitanya with Nirupadi, na Upadi. The consciousness without any limiting adjuncts, without any Upadhi is what Parabrahman or Nirakara Brahman. So Saguna Brahma, Nirakara Brahma, these are the two things which generally, the scriptures discuss, and but don't say that there's the only thing, only God is only either Sakara or Nirakara. No, he is beyond that also. He is Sakara and is also Nirakara, and he is beyond that also, which we cannot confine God only this much. So God is immeasurable. That's what to me, to explain that, Sri Ramakrishna is explaining this in this way.
Maharaj, we say that Sagun Sakar and Swagun Nirakar. Okay, Nirakar, yes. But with Sagun, with Gun. Nirakar Nirgun and Nirakar Swagun. So can there be Sakar Nirgun?
No, not possible. So one is Sakara Saguna. The other is Nirakara Nirguna. Then other is Saguna Nirakara can be there. But Sakara Nirguna cannot be there. Yeah. So could you be able to understand a bit about Bhavamukha?
Yes, theoretically probably.
Yeah.
Means it is the state of the Vijnani, what you said.
Yes, Vijnani.
Yes. Turiyanandaji told at the end of his life, no, that Brahma Sattva, Jagat Sattva. That is.
Yes. So for him, for Vijnani, the consciousness alone exists. Brahman alone exists. The Brahman is also taken the role of Jiva, taken the form of world, Jagat, and he is there doing all these things. That's all. Yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj. So next day we will go back to that that lectures from Colombo to Almora on the third week. Then.
So 1 minute, I will see which is the third week. Oh, third week. No, sorry. 20th, I am going to for a lecture in some other school. I am to go to give a address on Hinduism for school students. 20th, I am not free.
Okay, so can it be?
And 27th then.
27th is okay. $27th it will be possible for you then?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, 27th we will do.
Okay.
Yeah, too many programs. 20th also, 21st I am going to TUD, Technology University Dublin. Yeah, 24th Belfast, 25th Queen's University. 26th I will be back. 25th I will be back. No problem. Yeah.
Okay, Maharaj. Thank you then. If anybody else is not having any question.
I think no questions, I believe. Yeah. Jai Ramakrishna.
Jai Ramakrishna. Pranam Maharaj.
Pranam Maharaj.